What systems or technology are most important as you get ready to launch a startup? I get this question from accidental entrepreneurs of all kinds, and it can be overwhelming because as you're getting started, there are just so many things to think about. And so I would like to describe this or respond to this just in terms of a starting tech stack. So think of the technology, the systems that you begin with as your tech stack. And there are some things that you want to have in place right from the beginning. The areas that I'll focus on are bookkeeping, also marketing or sales, and then operations. And then I'll say business-specific technologies. So with bookkeeping, you're going to want to use some kind of a system to keep track of your expenses, to keep track of your revenue, and to really plan out how cash is going to flow through the business. Ideally, using a software that's designed for bookkeeping can be a really good place to start because the cost is relatively low and they're very easy to use. QuickBooks is by and large the most used in the bookkeeping space. If you have an invoicing type business, you can use that to send an invoice out. You can use it to track all of your expenses. With the right kind of subscription, you can even connect it to your bank account for automatic reconciliation. So that can be a very good technology to use in the bookkeeping space. Another one that I really like, it's very popular among small business owners, is Zoho. Zoho really does a lot of different things. It's kind of a one-stop shop for running a business. So the monthly fee is a bit higher than things like QuickBooks or others, but you can use it for a CRM, you can use it for bookkeeping, you can use it for marketing and sales. It has a lot of different possible uses. And so this can be a good place to go and get one piece of technology that can manage different parts of the business. I've mentioned before, Novo app is one that's particularly useful if you have a service-oriented business. So if you're providing services, maybe as a side hustle, or you're doing consulting or coaching or some kind of graphic or design or art type creation, these can be really managed well with this application called Novo app because it handles invoicing the client or the customer. You can do subscription-based offerings, so you can set up automations. It will manage all of the money as it's coming through. You can even tie into Stripe and other things like that, so it can help you to manage the money itself. You can put in your expenses that give you reports and so forth. So it's very basic. It's not as robust as QuickBooks or Zoho would be, but it can be a good place to start, particularly if you have that services type business. The next part of the tech stack I would recommend would be the marketing and sales side of your business. And these are two very different things, but a lot of the technologies that you would use early on in your business will help to address some of the first needs for both of these. So I would start with some kind of a website or landing page that you can use to demonstrate to customers that you exist and to give information. Ultimately, you really want, in the past, websites were very robust and had lots of pages. Today, really all you need when you're getting started is a landing page that identifies what you do, like what the value is that you create to customers and who you are, and then really a call to action. A lot of times it can just be, click here to book a free consultation. It can be click here to get a price quote. It could be put your email address in here to get more information, whatever it is, that call to action. And so a landing page builder site like Squarespace or Wix can be very helpful in getting this first page out there. I'm also very fond of one called Card.co, CARRD.co, Card.co. Card.co is a free website builder. You can actually do 3 landing pages with the free subscription, and they're very good for this, almost like a business card on the web, or a very simple web landing page with a call to action. Graphic design is another piece that's really important when you're getting started. You don't necessarily have the funds to hire a graphic designer or even use a consultant yet, but you are going to want to create some visual artifacts for your business that are going to help for your website landing page, whether it's brochures, any kind of documentation that you're putting out there. You want to be able to brand that. So a good place to start would be a platform like Canva, which I use heavily. I also occasionally use Adobe Express. These are both very easy to use, very, very low cost, and even have free versions that you can use to get started. So I'd highly recommend, if you're not already using those, adding those to your tech stack to support your marketing and sales. Customer magnets and other ways to build an email list or to start to draw in prospective customers can be really important. So what I used early on was one called ConvertKit, or now called Kit. A lot of companies will use MailChimp. I've since switched to Kajabi because I do a lot of online learning and online coaching and communities. And so Kajabi really manages these well. In addition, has some good tools for creating landing pages, creating forms for setting up email lists, and so forth. ConvertKit will allow you to do a lot of your customer magnet and email list management, or even a newsletter management for free, up to 1,000 contacts. So this can be a really good place to start if you've never used one before. It's very easy to use, and you're able to use it for free while you're getting up and running. And a lot of times, once you've exceeded their limits of 1,000 contacts, you've already started to generate some revenue, and that can justify the cost of the platform that you use. Finally, in the marketing and sales category, I would strongly recommend some kind of CRM, customer relationship management software or platform. Most are now provided as cloud apps that you can run from your phone, from a mobile device, from a laptop. So they're very easy to use, and they help you to make sure you're capturing customer information. They're also helping you to keep track of when and how you've interacted with customers so that you can ensure that you are being attentive to customers, and you can ensure that you're providing a consistent customer experience. Some very popular ones are HubSpot, Insightly, and Zoho. HubSpot is one that is most widely used by smaller businesses. It is getting more and more capable, which is a fancy way of saying it's getting more complex. So it does more than it has in the past. It's getting more involved in terms of how to use it. So the learning curve is going up. It has a very nice free offering or free package for new businesses that are getting started. And so you can get started with that one. You can always move to a different one later. I like HubSpot because it's very functional and it's free up to a certain point. And then at the same time, it is a little bit harder to use. It takes some time to get used to it. Insightly is another good option. There's no longer a free version. It originally came as a free version, which was exceptional. However, now you do have to pay for it. And so it is very easy to use, very user-friendly, very small business owner, and really I would say first-time small business owner friendly. But you do have to pay a fee for it. But I would say if you have the resources, it's well worth looking at that one. And of course, I mentioned before, Zoho is a platform that's built for small business owners, and it really is a one-stop shop for everything from bookkeeping, CRM, email management, customer magnets, all those kinds of things. So that can be a good option as well. It's the most costly of the three I've mentioned here when you're getting started, but at the same time, it would allow you to do the same thing from one platform related to CRM, related to customer magnets, email list development, landing page, just the management of the customer experience and bookkeeping all under one platform. So again, that can be a good choice as well. Now let's talk about your tech stack in terms of operations. Operations is really how you organize yourself and how you make sure things are getting done so that you're sure to have that consistency in terms of what you're delivering to customers, how you're delivering it to customers, and the experience that they have. So there are a lot of popular applications out there, things like Asana, Trello, Notion. I would say when you're first getting started, if you want to avoid a learning curve on a platform, the Google Suite provides a lot of good tools that can help you to get organized and stay organized. So there's a lot of good options there. Each of the apps I mentioned will provide you with activity planning, project management, task monitoring, task lists, and so forth. I'm particularly fond of a platform called 90.io. And I use this one because it's not only good when you're first getting started, but it is a really good platform as you get bigger. It's particularly good if you are establishing a leadership team and you're starting to bring a number of people into the organization, and you want to be able to get clear on where it is you're going from a vision perspective, what your goals and objectives are in a year, a quarter, a month, a week, and also have that coordination with a leadership team, with each of those individuals leading others. So if you really expect that you're going to scale quickly and you're going to have a lot of people involved, 90.io can be a really good way to not just manage your tasks, but also look at the big picture in terms of how you're managing your tasks together. But ultimately, what you're going to do for operations is you want to establish a vision, you want to establish structure, and then specific objectives. From there, your operating system is going to be comprised of the policies you create, the procedures you identify, and the standard operating procedures that you create for everything that happens. And that way, as you bring people into the mix, no matter how many people you have or if you have new people, everything is being done the same way. So having an application like 90.io to make sure that you're managing that well and you're keeping track of not only the individual task level work that needs to be done, but the bigger picture, how that connects to all the other objectives, that can be really, really helpful. And so those are the things you want to think about in terms of technology for your operating system. In keeping with bootstrapping, when you're developing your tech stack, you want to keep it lean. You want to keep it as light as you can. You want to use as few technologies as possible and learn how to use them really, really well. But it's really an experimentation process. You're going to iterate even the way you use these tools in the business. And so you want to do little experiments, see what's working, and keep doing that and building on that. And when something doesn't work, you want to actually delete that from the process or change it or remove it in some way. And as you go, each step of the way, you're learning and you want to build on this learning. So those are just a few thoughts on how you can develop a tech stack and the systems to put in place as you're launching a new business to make sure that you can be consistent, you can provide the value that you hope to your customers, and that you can do it in a way that's profitable over time. If you have questions about any of the topics that we talked about in this video, or if you'd like to get more information, please make a comment below. Don't wait to get your business started. In fact, don't go to sleep tonight until you've launched your business. Get started.